Like, whoa.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is. This episode is presented by Underdog. If you're new to Underdog, today's the day. Get $75 in bonus entries when you play just $5 with code It Is What It Is. So with Underdog Unwrapped, you'll unwrap tons of promos all throughout the holidays. We've got a Josh Allen site-wide gimme pick that is live now until kickoff on Christmas Day. So now is the best time to get in the game. Make sure y'all support the show, hit that subscribe button, lock in your bonus, and start playing today with code It Is What It Is. I'm Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby, along with your host Cam. Mace will be back, and today is a very special episode, y'all. We got all the analysts on. We got Michael Irvin, Maurice Claret, and Arabia.
It's a party. Oh, this is going to be a good episode. First of all, Mo already on bullshit. Look at Mo. Mo already on bullshit. What's up, Mo? Can you talk?
Yeah, Mo. Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
So you the Grinch that's going to steal Christmas, huh?
Where Mr. 88 go?
Yeah, you look good as the Grinch, man. You look great as the
And you
Grinch.
got your ski mask on, too. I see Pooh Shake.
Yeah.
Got
Yeah.
your belt out? You got your belt out? Yeah.
That ski mask.
December 31st.
Right.
I'm on my way to Dallas right now.
Yeah, that's what I know. That's what I know. And it's fitting you wearing that ski mask. Because the last time we played in that championship game, you niggas robbed that game with that cheat late in the game. So that was a fitting wear coming up with that ski mask. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah,
this is part two. We coming to Dallas part
Mo
two.
got his rings out too, Mike. What you talking about?
I can dig it. I can dig it. I'm gonna put them up there. I can see it, man. Hey, boy, how you doing, man? Hey, listen.
I'm doing lovely.
That's good. I'm gonna reach out. When are you coming to town anyway?
I'm coming on the 28th in Dallas. I'll be there. And I told Cam to hit you up.
Okay. We're gonna talk right after this. We'll talk after this. We're gonna talk.
Not to insert myself in y'all business, but
listen.
I'll be in Dallas from the 29th to January 9th. So you know.
You know what's dope about that? Well, not really dope. You don't have nothing to do with the game, so you just be there. Michigan has nothing to do with this stuff.
Right, Cam.
It's true.
Cam, you see nothing to do with it.
That's true.
Right there with you, Cam.
Nobody asked you to come into town or anything like that.
Well, damn. Maybe I wanted to fellowship with my co-host, but shit, I guess I won't do that
Voice of
either.
reason. That's good.
Yeah, I like the camaraderie, man. I love it, man. But you have nothing to do with it. Let me ask you this: did your team, your little league team, or I don't know, minor team, did y'all beat Ohio that week?
Yeah, we won 13-0.
Okay. I don't know if you've seen that, Mo. She's trying to pump up the her son's football team was going to play against the team from Columbus.
Hey, hold on, but you can go on my IG and we got a national championship with the kids from Youngstown too. So the Youngstown Little Bears, they won the 9U national championship in that same tournament. So
that's all right,
I'm title town. This is title town.
I love that. But let me say this about them kids, because Miami Garden Ravens like that. Like that. Miami Garden Ravens won the whole thing. So that's really the team to look out for. They did really good.
Well, I think y'all have all set the tone of the show. So before we even get into the football, just real quick, we got to talk about college because we see where things are going. It's like a line split through the middle. Arabia, you could just be the voice of reason, of course. But Miami Hurricanes beat Texas A&M 10-3. They'll move on to play Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl on New Year's Eve. Mike, I'm going to let you go first because we seen you at the game. Thoughts on that Miami win, and then just as we head into these things, right? Like, you already know who you're rooting for, but who's winning? Who's going to take it? Mike.
Well, you know, as you get to this level, and there's so many things you got to look through when you look at this game. Okay, Miami played a game just the other day. It'll be 10 days between them playing games. I don't know when the last time Ohio State lined it up to play. You know what I'm saying? So how long does it take, rust or rest? That's that old adage. And in college, I believe that rust factor leans a little bit more than it does in actual pros. So hey, listen, with that defense we got and played yesterday, I mean Saturday. Yo, listen, listen. You saw that defense, and I am not one that consumes these little things that people always say. Defense wins championships. I say defense gives you a chance to win championships, but a turnover defense that does win championships,
Championship.
and that's exactly what that Miami defense is right now. Now, certainly, they got to get that offense going if they're going to have a chance to do it with Ohio State. But I feel confident with that defense. I'll put it up against anybody at the college level, anywhere, anytime, and for any amount.
Okay. Maurice, any words?
Oh no, man. Listen to me. No, I'm not gonna argue. So one thing I'm not gonna do, I'm not gonna argue away from the facts, right? They have a phenomenal defense, but the strength of our team is a phenomenal defense. But stat, I'm gonna put this back on you.
That's
Y'all know who
fine.
y'all got on the quarterback at the quarterback position. We just need him to do for us what he did to Louisville, and that's turn the ball over, right? And so we, so I'm not taking away from the two defensive ends. It'll be insane if you watch the game. Miami has
Yeah,
a phenomenal defense, but we were number one in defense as well. So if you look at all the statistical categories, both teams' strengths are their defenses. Carson Beck. His is the first year at Miami, and this is our first year with Julian saying. They couldn't get a lot of offense going, but I just need Carson Beck to do what Carson Beck does. I need the whole Miami fan base to say, man, why did we bring this nigga here? You know what I'm saying? That's all I need. But I'm gonna be looking on the other side of the sideline. As long as Mike ain't doing this shit, we
Oh,
gonna
oh,
be
oh,
all
you gonna be looking. You gonna be looking.
right.
We
So
gonna be right there.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
yeah, it just is what it is. The strength of our team is,
yeah,
and actually he's a Miami guy, Jeremiah Smith, JJ Smith. He
yeah,
comes from Miami,
Yeah.
a phenomenal talent, probably another first round talent with Carnell Tate. So you'll have athletic defensive backs who will be trying to make their name against those two because those two are like perennial first rounders, and it'll be a game. And so I'll be there. I'm happy for it, and I've talked to Jonathan Vilma, DJ Williams. I'm talking to Mike right now. I talked to a bunch of the alumni. Talking to you, Stat. But I couldn't wait to get here today because we finally meet again all the way
Yeah.
back from 2003.
yeah.
Yep. Arabia, any comments then?
So
Cam, because the group
hold
chat.
on, stat, real
Yeah.
quick. Because you're a Miami fan, I'm going with Ohio. Arabia just got to go last. So, Stat, you can actually just go and say what you have to
Go
say.
ahead, Cam, because the group chat was jumping.
She could be a moderator on this. She has nothing really to do with this. But
That's
guys,
true. I'm just here to talk trash. I don't care, okay? Miami,
Right.
I love how y'all are moving right now. Carson Beck, I don't care. Don't turn over the ball. Mark Fletcher, keep making explosive plays. As long as we can
Right.
contain y'all and keep scoring, I don't care, okay? Because I love this. It's not often where
Yeah.
we do get to face each other and we do get to talk smack and we do get to see it. And I feel like y'all both obviously represent both schools. Like y'all are the embodiment of that. Michael Irvin, you got
Right.
Miami on lock. Maurice, you got Ohio on lock. Cam, we know he went Ohio. We know I went Miami. Yes, Arabia's the moderator. I don't care. Up until that game, I'm talking shit in the group chat.
Right.
I'm gonna send something every
Right.
day. I'm gonna
It's
just
just
be
fun.
annoying about it just because I can.
But you like this you got to do stuff. That's like, so do you understand why Miami is mad at Ohio State?
We're always gonna
Yeah,
be mad at y'all because
No,
what
no,
happened?
Right,
you
right. No.
go tell
Them
him, Mike. Tell
niggas
him, Mike. Go ahead.
stole a championship. They stole a championship. We whooped that tail in the Fiesta Bowl. Dude, the game was over. The game was over. Last play of the game, they threw a corner fade route. The guy waits 2 minutes after everybody done got up, headed to the seats, and then throws a flag and gives them a late pass interference. Everybody went crazy about it. And then they ended up winning the game. So they stole one of those rings he threw on his finger. Just absolutely stole it. And this is the payback. This will be the payback.
Hey,
This is hey, trust me,
got some
this is
history
real,
too.
and that's the history. And I need, and I'm gonna tell Mo and Mo, and that's why we're gonna talk about some things, doing some things. But I'm gonna need you to bring that jersey, cause I'm gonna wrap it around a trash can and BTA it soon as that game is over. You better believe, bro. I'm gonna wrap it around a garbage can and BTA it right like that, just like everybody else. So bring that jersey with you.
Hey, yo, Mike, how dare you come on here on this segment talking about defense? The audacity. Like, we ain't the number one defense in the country all year.
Yeah.
How? All year. The audacity of you to even bring up the word defense against me, Mo, and Matt Patricia. And listen, man, we just professional defense coordinator. Super Bowl, like, this is what we do. Don't come on this segment talking about defense because Texas A&M couldn't score nothing. Listen, y'all lucky y'all made the playoffs. You lucky y'all was sweating. I seen you when y'all made the
Yeah.
playoffs and
Yeah.
you was ecstatic. You was mad happy. You was like, yes. We wasn't worrying about making the playoffs. Y'all was worried about making the playoffs. I see you thought, yo, then soon as Dallas lose, soon as the Cowboys lose, everything Miami. Yeah, we gonna do this. We
No,
gonna do
Yeah.
that. Man, listen, yo, Mo, let me tell you, man, me and Mike, we had a great time the other night. We was at the
yeah,
fight, the
we
Jake
did,
Paul
we
fight.
did, we did.
Mike was with me till 2 in the morning. I wake up, turn my TV on, Mike on his knees. Pause. I don't even know how Mike got that much energy. I left the nigga at 2 in the morning. I turned all over, turn the TV on, Mike is on his knees. Listen, Mike, you do a lot of praying. You're more comfortable when you're down there on your knees. For some reason, y'all win when you get down there. You better go into the game on your knees. Pause. That's what I'm going to tell you. And I'm just really disgusted
Ooh,
that you
y'all.
started off this segment talking about defense just
But
because Texas A&M couldn't get the ball in the end zone.
wait.
The
I
audacity, man.
did.
What?
I also started this thing talking about rust versus rest. Yeah, you had the number one defense when y'all played last eons ago. But you don't know, we don't know. But your eye gate just witnessed what our defense brings. You see what I'm saying? You ain't got to go deep into your feelings of yesteryear and to try to find it. All you
Mike,
got to do is see
Mike,
what you saw
Mike,
yesterday. You see
Mike,
what I'm saying?
we are the defending champs. We talking about deep in the past and all that. We are the defending champs, Mike. What are you talking
We talking
about?
about
We ain't
right
gotta go that
now.
far. We go last year. We won
Bring
last
out the
year. What are you
rings.
They
Bring
The
out
haven't
talking
been
the
on the
rings.
about?
field.
rings. Bring out the rings,
They
please.
Yeah.
haven't been on the
We talking
field.
in the past. We won last year. We the defending champs.
Can
Talking about.
somebody get me the stats on when was the last day they played? You gonna tell me if
Oh,
they
we
hadn't
played
played in
the Big Ten championship.
a couple weeks? That was
Yep.
what
2 weeks
a
ago.
couple 2
Yep.
weeks
2 weeks
ago.
ago. Yes,
So
sir.
so in 11 days you would have been off how long?
Hold it. What question did you ask?
And in
About 3 weeks,
11 days
Mike.
from
Okay,
now,
you've been off about
11 days
3 weeks.
from now,
Oh,
Okay.
yeah,
It
that's
should
a
be. I
month.
think it's 25 days total
That's
because
a
December
month.
6th. Yeah.
You think that don't matter? A month not playing real games? Oh, come on, dog. We gonna see. We gonna see.
hey,
Y'all can fool yourself like you gonna pick up where you left
hey,
off when
See,
you left
see,
off
you know
just a
what you
year
trying to
ago.
do,
It
Mike?
ain't
hey.
work that
You
way,
try. I
dog.
know that trick, Mo. Hold on, I'm gonna let you go, Mo. I
No,
know
no.
that trick.
I'm just
You
saying.
don't need to buy. If this NFL, everybody fighting for a buy. But you saying, nah, let's stay in the momentum. Niggas work hard not to play them games, Mike. Niggas
Okay.
work to get them buys. What are you talking about now?
Mm,
It's a penalty on the nice niggas because they got to buy. Russ versus playing.
mm.
No. Niggas work all year for them buys, Mike. Cut it out. Let me let
Yeah,
you run with that neither,
right.
man.
Right, but I'm not listen. But I'm bringing in the facts also. They work all year, get them buys, and sometimes them niggas come off them buys and look like they were still on them buys. You understand what I'm saying? They look just like they were still on them buys. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you right now. And all I'm saying is we got good recent history. You know, we roughed up, toughed up. That was a tough environment to play in. That was a testing moment right there. You go 0-0 in the first half. You had opportunities where you barely missed. You could have caved. You could have caved and said, "Oh man, it's just not our year." And then Malachi Tony fumbles, but no. They rose. They rose. They rose amidst 110,000. I was there. They only gave us 3 damn thousand tickets, and they put us in the boonies. I looked up there. I couldn't even see the people. that was here with us. Oh my God, it was
What you
disrespectful. It
what,
was
what you think gonna happen
disrespectful.
in Dallas?
That,
I
it's
can
gonna be
guarantee you
different.
this. It's going. Oh, y'all ain't traveling to
No,
Dallas.
no,
Y'all
no,
alumni
oh
base
no,
too
no, no.
far.
We traveling. We
Oh, y'all.
traveling.
So,
We traveling. You gonna see many IANs in the building. I'm telling you. You know what I'm
look,
saying? They will be in there
look.
because we travel. But we
Uh,
travel well.
man, we gonna
Not
beat
like
y'all.
Ohio State, but we gonna see.
No, it's gonna be
Mhm.
like a home game for us. But I keep on telling
Yeah.
y'all. So y'all have athletic, talented Negroes. I give you that, right? But y'all still got Carson Beck at quarterback, and we just need Carson Beck to do what Carson Beck does at times. Remember, hold on, let me take these gloves off, right? This is the same dude who threw his teammates under the bus. This is the same dude who, when shit got hard and shit hit the fan, he was throwing all those Negroes up under the bus. I was remembering, I've been watching him all season, and now he plays us. He plays a professional defensive coordinator, somebody who's number one. Just like you depend on your defense, I depend on our defense. And that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
We'll see.
I'm just
We'll
going to
see.
say the tone has been set. We
We'll
see
see.
where everybody stands. See y'all December
Hold
31st.
on. Scatter right there. Tell us about Michigan.
Oh, that was the last team we
Look,
beat. That was the last.
I'm not going to tell you about Michigan. I'm not going to tell you about Michigan, but what I will say is, you know how sometimes you'll have haters who link up just because they hate you. The only thing they got in common is that they hate you. And your haters link up. That's what the type of show I'm on, all right? I got my trash can, okay? And you better be glad I don't have an Ohio State jersey, but I got this O. So y'all need to,
Oh. Hey,
same way Mike was on that, that's what I'm on. I'm rooting for Miami. Okay, I need that Ohio jersey.
right.
Yeah, that's what I need. That's what type of
Oh,
time I'm
yes,
on.
yes,
Exactly.
yes.
I'm only leaking up because I want to see Ohio lose. So I'm leaking up. We hating together at the moment. So yeah, I'm big
Oh
Hurricanes.
man.
What's up?
So
Yeah.
you deflected because
Period.
y'all got who is it? Y'all got other issues in Michigan. Y'all got
We
a
Yeah.
whole
do. Why
different
we
set of
bringing that
yeah.
up? Hold
Yeah,
on.
that's a
Yeah,
fact,
that's
Mo.
the talk.
That's a fact.
This about to go
Look,
left. Hold on. How we
Yeah,
get to me?
yeah.
Like,
It's wild other issues in Michigan. It's not
well,
football
it's
related,
wild
but it's
issues in
football.
Ohio too. Maybe not Ohio State, but Ohio got some issues too. If you want to do that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, yo,
Moving
listen.
forward.
yeah,
Michigan, every decade y'all get a big scandal since the Fast Five, man. This been going on. Every decade y'all gonna get a scandal.
That's true.
Guaranteed.
And y'all got one with us this year. So we in the same boat this year.
See, all I do know is Cam
she
told
being
me to
messy
let you
right
go
now.
last. I knew I should have let her go first. I knew
Hey
it.
man.
I knew it. That's all. That is
Nah,
all.
that was hate because she couldn't put no input on it. Everybody up here, true fans. Listen, I appreciate her
Numbers.
taking.
It's a numbers game right now.
I appreciate her keeping it 100. Saying she's going with Miami. That's how. I think seriously, to me that, and I maybe I'm biased because I lived in Columbus, but to me that's the biggest rivalry in sports, college sports, is that Michigan and Ohio thing. Because I was with some niggas from Ohio when I went to the fight in San Antonio, and they said they would rather beat Michigan than win a national championship. And that's how some people feel. They said, man, if we beat Michigan, we good. I'm like, but we won the chip. And they said, but yeah, but we lost to Michigan last year. And I'm like, but we won. And they said, but nah, we got to still beat Michigan. And to me, when you just
Yeah.
worry about beating Michigan as opposed to the national
Yeah.
championship, and I'm talking about people who still lived in Ohio, that I was speaking to,
Yeah,
that really like blew my mind.
they talk
Yeah.
crazy to each other. You know, like, oh, listen, I know how to turn it off and be done. And these folks be talking crazy. I be like, yo, y'all talking a little crazy over a football game. But they
Yeah.
be serious about their football here in Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
totally
but let me just say this though. Let me just say this right quick. So that's what the Ohio State dudes are. I don't want no nigga like that on my squad. Don't be telling me you want a personal beat down over the ring, nigga. That's what I'm telling you right there.
But this is
So,
this
so,
the
so I'm
niggas who
not.
just
I'm just
live in
saying. I
Ohio.
know. I'm just dropping this in. I'm
This
just
is
gonna drop
niggas
this
who
in.
live in
I'm just gonna
Ohio, bro.
drop this in. No, no. They got a fist right. Yeah, they hate each other. They rather beat him and then win the ring. Nigga, go over there. Nigga, get out of here. Get out. Get out. And them jokers gonna step on the field Sunday thinking about Michigan. Y'all know what's going on in
Yo, Mike.
Michigan.
Mike,
on the
now you
31st,
relating the
and we
players
gonna
to
whoop
the
that
niggas I
team.
was talking about in the street. These are street niggas, Mike. They don't play no sports. I'm just telling you how they felt. You say the players, I said the niggas in the
Hey,
street.
hey. No, you didn't. But what did Maurice go? Mo jumped right in. He co-signed. You talked about the niggas you know. He co-signing the niggas he know. And that's them niggas in the locker room. You see what I'm saying? So all that co-signing, that's why we don't want, and we're going to go show up and show out. That's what I'm telling y'all right now. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Hey, Stat. We gonna have a glorious new year. You understand? Glorious
You went to
new
Potter's
year.
house today, Stat.
Glorious.
Glorious.
Yeah, that's Potter's
No,
house,
we
Stat. That's
lit.
all that is.
No,
Yeah, that's
we good. We good. Like I said, see y'all
Stat don't
December
even,
31st.
you don't even know what I said, Stat, did you?
TD Jakes.
Yeah, she has no
uh,
clue.
uh,
Stat, yeah, Stat like 17.
It's
I am
okay.
not 17, okay? And that's
Do
fine
you know
because
you know
my
what
young
Potter's
ass
house
and our
is?
team will still beat yours.
Do you know what the
That's how
Potter
we
house?
going.
Do you know what the
That's how
Potter's
we
house is,
going.
Stat?
No,
Right? Okay,
no,
thank you.
no.
We got to school you, Stat.
You said silence. Okay.
right. But let me tell Arabia too, though, because I ain't saying Arabia. I so appreciate you jumping on with me. And, you know, I really do miss you, and I'm so glad to get an opportunity to work with you here. You know what I mean?
I
Because
appreciate that.
I can deal with these other dudes, but to have a reasonable, logical person to interject logic and reason when I'm dealing with this kind of stuff really helps, and I
Hey,
appreciate that. I just
that's what
want
I
you to
do.
know
I,
that.
I got your
You know
back. You
what's
got mine. That's
crazy?
what we do.
You know what's crazy? I'm gonna have to put this together. We got to do this before the football season ends because this is crazy. Because Mike was so disgusted when you related a football play to Pornhub. Now you're reasonable and explanable, but when she said something about Pornhub, you was like, "Yo, what are you doing? What's going on?" Now she's reasonable because she's rooting for Miami. All right, bet,
Uh,
bet.
See, I
uh,
love this. I love this.
I'm just
Okay.
saying, man.
So we see where everybody stands with that. Now we got to get into football. So we're going to start with the Sunday game. So Duval is feeling on top as the Jags beat the Broncos 34-20. So I'm going to let Arabia go first, then Mike, then Maurice, then Cam. Arabia, do you think teams should be more worried about the Jags? Or are you not fully believing the hype yet?
I think postseason football is different, right? Like you can do all this in the regular season, but once you get postseason, it's a different brand of football. November, December football, you're rolling into the postseason. We just have to see it from the Jaguars. But what I will say, this win against the Broncos is a step in the direction for them to proving, yes, we are a team to beat. So with this win against the Broncos, they made a statement. This was a statement game for the Jaguars. And what I will say is the storyline is Trevor Lawrence and Liam Cohen and Jacoby Myers getting that extension as he should. And there's still a Ferrari in the garage with Travis Hunter that they haven't even really broken out yet because of injury. However, we need to talk about this Jaguars defense as well. This defense doesn't get enough love. This team doesn't get enough love, period. But we got to put some respect on the Jaguars defense. So if they are going to make a statement in the postseason, I think this defense is what's going to give them the competitive edge. So it's still yet to be seen. But the win against the Broncos was a statement that said that they're saying, yes, we are the team to beat.
And great reasons comes from within her. Great understanding that what she just said is absolutely reality. The game played, the game gets bigger in playoff moments. And you got to give them all the credit in the world. And give your boy, hey, Trevor Lawrence, a lot of credit for how he's playing and how he's developed and how that whole team has come. Man, they look good. Travis Etienne, all of it. It looks great. But what does it look like in the playoffs? And the defense is the key. And it was the key today. Just like I just told y'all, it wasn't just stopping people, it's turning the ball over. That's what the defense does. And give Trevor Lawrence and those guys a chance. But now here's what I say also. There is not going to be a Patrick Mahomes in this playoff. So when we start assessing and trying to figure out what they're going to do in the playoffs and the pressure they're going to feel, it's not like that Tiger Woods thing on the golf course. You know, if Patrick Mahomes in there, you got that Tiger Woods thing. No matter how many points that we putting up, you know he's coming to get me. You know he's coming. They don't have any Lamar Jacksons. All of those guys are not going to be in that AFC playoffs. So that gives Jacksonville just a little edge right there.
Yeah, I'd say like this. I was thinking about this in a different way. I just remember when Trevor Lawrence had just came in the league and Urban Meyer was the coach down there. And for whatever reason, when they struggled those first few years, I hate to say it like this, but I kind of wrote him off. You know what I'm saying? I was like, there's no way Jacksonville, because he had came from winning in Clemson a whole lot, came from winning in high school a whole lot. And I just thought like at the professional level, like something didn't translate. So I was like one of those people who didn't follow Jacksonville a whole lot. But when I seen them play Denver today, and I've seen Denver's defense, Denver doesn't have a lot of production out of their running backs. They have it out of Bo Nix, not the running backs, and it's their defensive ends and a defense, just a defense in general that kind of holds the team together. And when I seen them go to Mile High and convincingly beat them and look like a solid team just all the way around, I was actually impressed. And I thought it was going to fall apart at some point. But like they just kept on chugging away, and it was a decisive win, as if like they're a real team. And so y'all made great points. Arabia, like you came out together. I said, damn, this motherfucker good. You know what I'm saying? So
Thank you, Mo.
yeah, you can take all your talking points away. And
I'm
you're real good
sorry.
at what you do. It's all good.
You
Shit,
too.
we get better. Yeah, so but it's like everybody else, man. I was impressed by Jacksonville, and I texted a couple of dudes who was real Jacksonville fans, and I said, man, y'all finally got a team this year. So you have to be seen in the playoffs, but Denver's been playing well. They had an 11-game home winning streak at Mile High, and to go on the road and break it when you're a team that's used to playing in the sun, and then you go in the adverse weather, adverse conditions into the altitude. Hats off to them. So much respect to Jacksonville.
Yeah, I think first of all, Arabia is hit the nail on the head, cause, and I think what Mike said is very important too. Who's the real quarterbacks with the experience coming into the playoffs this year? Of course, you got Josh Allen, you got Aaron Rodgers, Matthew Stafford, um, maybe Brock Purdy. But like when I'm thinking about playoff experience for quarterbacks, it's going to be a lot of new quarterbacks in there. And if they end up losing against one of these younger quarterbacks that didn't play yet, then you may have two young quarterbacks playing against each other, which gives you an opportunity to move further. But the playoffs are absolutely different from the regular season. But I do want to say this real quick because I don't know if we're going to get to all these games. Is that I want to say sometimes giving people an opportunity and giving people a chance to grow shows. We always want people to do things overnight
Right now.
and happen for us immediately because you draft them. You say he's supposed to be the one, like we're talking about Trevor Lawrence, #1 pick, and they say, "Damn, it's not happening. Damn, it's not happening." Yo, why the fuck they gave this nigga 200 plus million?
Yeah.
You're giving him this money, and you see what he's doing this year. You see what Bryce Young is doing this year, and
Right.
Caleb Williams is doing this year. And that's
Yeah.
just a testimony of giving some players to grow. When you these top picks, we brought it up a little bit, and I'm happy that the media is not really covering it as much as they probably would. But somebody like Cam Ward, who's not having a great season, but when you're the #1 pick, you're coming into the worst team in the NFL. It's not like with basketball. With basketball, the 7th worst team may get the first pick. Depends on what the lottery balls do, of course. But football, the first team is getting the first pick. The second worst team is getting the second pick, so on and so forth. So when you want these quarterbacks to produce overnight, you have to realize it's not just a lack of quarterback; it's a lack of a good team. And this is just proof to me that sometimes the organizations are getting it right around the quarterback so they can proceed and do good moving forward in their career.
Yeah,
Right.
Cam,
And
I
that-
think that's such an amazing point because I just want to read this list of first round quarterbacks since 2020 who were benched. Tua got benched, Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Mac Jones. At one point, Bryce Young was benched, Kenny Pickett, Anthony Richardson. So all these first round quarterbacks are getting benched because
Right.
microwave society, we want them to come in and produce now, whether it's money, whether it's because of how they were drafted. But we got to let them develop. Go ahead, Mike.
No, you hit the nail on the head talking about that's just that's the business now because they talked about first you got to try to win a Super Bowl in that first contract, and you start adding on also some of the places even some of those guys go to. We talked about like when you go into New York how difficult it is for a young quarterback to make it in New York, and a Baker Mayfield going to a Cleveland, how difficult that is. But boy, thinking when you see Caleb Williams and everything. I was talking about this the other day in my little locker room. This is exactly what I'm hoping Shador gets the chance to get. You see what I mean? But here's the thing. Here's the thing. When you're the first pick and the quarterback and the coach you have doesn't make it work and doesn't make it look good with the first pick, the first pick ain't going nowhere. They got to go
Yeah.
and find that coordinator that fits his skill set, and that's what it looks like they have done now in Chicago. And that's taken off. So yeah, I was thinking about that for Shador. Maybe the right coach is Coach Dad again. But I
Yeah, it might be.
digress. I
That's a good
Maybe.
point.
digress.
Yeah, literally maybe because you never know. Okay, so this next game, Steelers beat the Lions 29-24 in a crazy game that came down to the literal seconds. The Lions fall to 8-7 and have a 16% chance to make the playoffs. Now, Arabia, what did you think about how this game turned out all the way to the end?
Yeah, so first of all, crazy game. And speaking of the end, the way that this game ended was just, there was a lot of confusion. There was a lot of talk between the refs and this and that. I thought at one point, forward progression sort of would have stopped the play. And then him trying to toss the ball at that point was a moot point. But at the end, they said that it was a touchdown, but it was just overturned by a penalty. So just an interesting situation at the end of the game there. But what I will say is that this is just another game that solidifies for me that Dan Campbell is not the play caller or the offensive mind that the Lions need. I think they miss Ben Johnson, and I think it's even compounded by Ben Johnson having the Bears look the way that they do. So I think they need a coordinator or a coach who can really help with that offense. So, not surprising given the way that the offense has looked since Dan Campbell has taken over. Steelers did their thing. They did what they needed to do, especially towards the end there. But crazy game, a lot of back and forth. It was a pretty good game.
People don't understand that. Now, there are two things when you're an offensive coordinator, and it's not just, all right, he knows how to call the plays and we're going to run the plays. It's the great offensive coordinators like the Ben Johnsons, like a North Turner, guys or Kyle Shanahan. They are setting up defenses the whole game.
Yeah.
The whole game. You can't just come in, "Oh, I'm gonna take over play calling and we're gonna do." You gotta have the mind to understand how to be setting guys up. And that's a hell of a thing to be doing at the head coaching position with all the things you got going on as the head coach. And only a few of them can do it to the level of the Ben Johnson or the Kyle Shanahan. Look how many people got hurt. He puts in other people and he still gets it done. But just very few people can do it. So yeah.
Yeah, no, and correct me if I'm wrong. One of y'all might know. I think like midway through the season, he took the play calling duties from whoever the current coordinator is,
Right.
and I
Yeah,
thought that
he
they
Right.
were
did.
having, yeah, and I thought that they were having success, and then I
They
guess
did
whatever, yeah,
early.
yeah, and so I just don't know how you manage that, so just being close to the game and seeing what a head coach is responsible for, and then seeing what they're responsible for, and I was looking at the Steelers as this like being like their I don't say rebuild year, but they was looking for Aaron Rodgers to stabilize the situation. So there's no way in hell I thought that they were about to go up to Detroit and beat Detroit, knowing that Detroit had to basically get this done to keep their playoff hopes alive. And it's crazy to even be talking like this because at the beginning of the year, I think everybody would have said it's going to be the Bills, or you would have said the Detroit's going to be the postseason. You'd have been talking about Lamar Jackson, the Ravens being in the postseason, and just where things are at, you would have never thought Kansas City was going to be out the picture. And so I was surprised by it. I caught the end of the game and did a couple highlights from it, but I don't know what they do. It's hard to keep guys' attention when you start the season off and you get midway through the season and you thought that you were going to go to the Super Bowl or at least the conference championship, and now you're like, "Fuck, can we even scratch 500?" I don't know, Mike. I don't know if you've ever been there, but
You know,
like, do niggas just check out? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you just mentally check out and it's just hard to go to practice, or hard to finish the season? Like, I just don't know where they go from here. And so Detroit definitely disappointed the whole city of Detroit this year because I'm pretty sure they thought that they were going to build on all the momentum that they had created.
Yo, listen, I wore this stat for you. Black and gold. I'm smoking some moon rock. I'm drinking a glass of champagne and I'm smoking some moon rock. Because you know why, everybody? This was her Super Bowl. Mike Tomlin over 500 again. That's all they need. That every year, Mike Tomlin just makes it to 500 over. This was the Super Bowl. Congratulations. Y'all did it again. For the 800th straight year, Mike Tomlin is over 500. Congratulations. This means nothing to me. It means nothing. Pittsburgh ain't going to go far in the playoffs. They went last year, lost in the first round. What I will say is this. Everybody made great points. You know, my thing, I won't analyze the game. I seen the game. That last play was crazy. I really, you know, the presence of mind, the lateral to the Jared Goff leg, and I thought they was
Right.
about to get it, but you know, it was a clear offensive pass interference, so I'm not mad at that. What I will say is this though, is that if Detroit doesn't make the playoffs, Dan Campbell, he has to think about like this. Is somebody got pulled a nigga to the side, yo, this fourth down shit we've been doing for the last 3-4 years. This is jeopardizing a few different things now, man. I know we aggressive. I know we them niggas be going for it. Shit ain't been panning out. Back to 2 years ago, a year ago when they played the Cowboys and they ain't panning out. You go for it, I think, 3-4 times. The last play of the game, you get another offensive pass interference like the previous game he was talking about. Earlier he was talking about. But Dan Campbell, to me, I like his aggressive style. I'm pretty sure Detroit likes it. It's blue collar shit, but it's not panning out. And this year it's been worse than ever, my personal opinion. Need to reevaluate your fourth down decisions.
Right now, Kim, and that links back to what I was saying, right? If you
Yep.
had that diabolical scientist of an offensive coordinator like you had in Ben Johnson, you'll do better on those fourth downs because they keep that special play in their pocket.
Yes.
That 1-2 point conversion play that you can't even think of, and they're gonna pull this out to win the game. They're going to keep those plays in their pocket
Yeah.
more so for fourth down. But you know, it's just the difference when you got those guys or you don't have those guys.
Yeah, I don't even think the
Nope.
Lions are in this situation if they had that sort of coach. And just the same way
Right.
a pass rusher might set up a sack for the first couple first couple quarters or the first half, they say sacks come in bunches. You're setting that tackle up all game, and then boom, you pull out a different move. It's the same thing with play calling. You might check it down, or something to open up downfield. So if he has a coordinator that can really play chess in this game, I don't think they
Right.
find themselves in the same messed up late down situations. So many fourth down attempts and failing. So at once, if they have that coordinator, I think that kind of clears it, and he can be aggressive in those situations. But right now, it's not happening. And Mo, to your point, you said that they found success early. To be honest, Dan Campbell's first game calling plays was against the Commanders. So like you kind of have to weigh like the success
What
was
he was doing
against a
for
team that's super struggling. So once you really come up against these good teams, it don't look the same when it's under the light. It's a little fraudulent.
Yeah, I don't think people like, and I just said it because I'm around Ryan Day, right? And he's a offensive a mastermind, right? And I just don't think people understand all the variations of all the plays, of all the formations, of everything that these people are preparing for. And to Mike's point, to your point, like they're calling stuff weeks 1 through 4 that they're going to use week 12, 13,
Right.
14, right? And so if you jump in the mix and teams are studying your film and like and you've not set all of this stuff up to basically position your team, like it's almost like it's play school, you know what I'm saying? Like they're looking at somebody, defensive coordinator looking at somebody like, yo, this nigga doesn't know what he's doing. And I just don't I think people see football, they see it aggressive, but they don't really understand all of the variables that people do when it comes to play calling and the cat mouse game that goes into it. They just look at the athletic ability and all that other shit. And so that's just great points that y'all made, but I don't think people can conceptualize the stuff.
And let me say this too before we move on, because you're talking about how the great ones set up teams and set them up for weeks. And then there lies the difference when we shift from regular season to playoffs. Just what you're talking about, and we were talking about Trevor Lawrence. You know, okay, in a regular season game, we're charting that first 15 plays, and we're trying to get information off those first 15. So you really play, you know, series by series. Because
Yeah.
we're going to chart the first 15. That's going to set up everything, and then we're setting up people from weeks and weeks from now. But when you turn over to playoff football, there's no next week. So now you have to start playing, not series, play to play. And your mindset has to be, keep me ahead of the chain. First downs, first downs, first downs. Give you an example. Patrick Mahomes, you'll see him roll right or roll left. Somebody may be open deep, but it's 3rd and 4. He sees it, and it'll be a big play, but he's going to try to get that 4 yards and then come back to that big play because he's in the playoffs. Now, some young guy, he's going to try to throw it.
Yeah.
And the odds are way less on you making that instead of you trying your ass and get that first down so we can get some more downs and then we could give you that shot.
Mm-hmm.
You play to play in the playoffs, not series to series like we're talking about right there. Just the information, just splitting craniums and fertilizing brains.
I just want to say, this whole season, everybody has been on me about the Steelers. Cam wants to throw it. I'm wearing your colors because this is your Super Bowl. I don't care. All I want to talk about every other team when my team actually has a really good win, and not just the Steelers, but Miami also. I do not care. Mike Tomlin is not going anywhere. Aaron Rodgers is playing phenomenal. Gainwell and Warren are both amazing, and we have Gainwell virtually chump change. He's only getting paid $1 million, and he's making explosive plays for us. I actually don't care what any of y'all have to say about the other teams right now, because this is an amazing window for us. We're on a 3-game win streak. I was really frustrated at first because we had a missed field goal, but we were able to kind of like turn things around, especially by that final play, because we did have, or the Lions did have that pass interference call, which that is what it was, even though they did have a touchdown, but it didn't matter because at that point, the clock was out. So all this talk about other teams, I don't know when y'all are finna put respect on this team, especially because we keep talking about the playoffs. We keep talking about experience in the playoffs, in the Super Bowl. Who has experience? Aaron Rodgers. I know I was talking shit earlier in the season, but now we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about when it matters, and it matters now, okay? I just sit here and listen to y'all say things about everybody else. No, this is a great win. It's not a Super Bowl, and it's over. Because what I will say before we move on, everybody here in this box, y'all's teams are out. Okay? So y'all put some respect on the Steelers, please, and thank you. That's all I had to say.
That was cold. That, oh my god.
Listen, you trashed them all season. Then we beat the Lions, and now it's that's your. I don't give a damn. We won the game. That's what matters.
Yo, listen, I'm cool on everything you said, except for when you was like, Mike Tomlin ain't going nowhere. You wasn't on the side. You said we might need to change up.
No, I didn't. I didn't, because you got on me because I didn't answer it how y'all wanted me to answer it.
I'm not sold on Aaron Rodgers. But now, with the guys that you had a lot of good points. Mike Tomlin ain't going nowhere with all this. It's crazy. That's what I will say.
He's not. He got his 200th career win at this game. A crazy ending, but a win is a win. And I'm going to say it again.
No, you wasn't sold on Mike Tomlin. You and your father. Y'all was both like, we might need a change. Both your father, too. Yeah,
he wearing them colors. He wearing them colors. Y'all see us. Y'all won't see us in the playoffs because that's where y'all not finna be. And that's all I had to say. Okay. Now we will move on to one more game. I was like, dang, all season.
You've been waiting on this. You've been waiting on this.
Yes. I was already frustrated during the game, and then I got to sit here and listen to y'all. Like, I already knew what I was going to be getting into, but I didn't think y'all was going to get into us that because it was a win. Now y'all want to talk about the Lions, what they need to do. I don't care what the Lions need to do. Let's talk about us.
They're a good win.
So before we even move on to this topic, I won't be biased. We got to talk about this clip from DK Metcalf. So he was seen actually hitting a Lions fan on the sidelines. Clip is viral, but no repercussions has happened yet. Arabia, what was your opinion on that and seeing that?
That
what
nigga got CTE. I honestly feel like these athletes are people, right? These are people. Fans talk crazy. Like, fans talk, they think they can say whatever, do whatever. He claims that the fan had said his full name. I guess that triggered him. He ain't like that. There's no telling what else the fan said to him. But as a human being, like, fans talk crazy to me. I know fans talk crazy to athletes and say whatever. And sometimes you can't blame someone for their reaction. Now, that's just kind of the human side of me. The other professional side of me is like, your team is trying to fight to win the division, trying to get into the playoffs. You need to be available for your team and not make a bonehead mistake like punching a fan, walk away, be responsible. But we already know how DK Metcalf get down. He's known to be a crash out. Like, he's somebody who's a liability. He's capable of anything. So this is very on brand for him, not very responsible, so he can be there for his team. But at the same time, fans talk crazy, and sometimes your reaction is your reaction.
Mike.
Yeah, listen. Hey, if fan can talk crazy, it's a lot of noise that comes from back there when you're in a football game. I don't know what makes you walk up to have a one-on-one or get in that kind of situation. And you know, I don't know that he crashed out. Or maybe you just schooled me on some stuff about DK, but I tell you what, the one thing he cannot do is what he did right there. You know, we all remember what happened in Indiana with Melee, all of that stuff, man. You imagine you're in this football, people are so jacked up about football that could turn into a hell of a crazy scene. So just by the fact that you went over there, I don't care what he said, you wrong. You shouldn't even don't even go over there. Everybody's saying everything all the time. You know, you can't go over there. You can't let them pull you over there and say something or certainly do what he did. It's just what it is. There's no way we can get around that. You just can't do it. You walked over there like you're having a conversation, like you wanted to hear it again. Say it again. Say it to my face. What you got to say? Man, come on. Just let that go.
Yeah, I'll say this, man. And so I've been around this football team for like the last 2 years. And I said on the show a few different times, and when you get in that locker room, when you get in that environment, and you hear that music, I'm 42, but I turned like to an 18-year-old nigga real fast, right? Your emotions be crazy, you get aggressive. Like Mike, I like you cool right now, but I know you got that same energy when you're on the sideline because I recognize it in myself, right?
Right.
Well, you into it, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so it really get dangerous if you start engaging with somebody who really ain't a part of the group, a part of the game, or you transferring that energy to somebody young. And I'm telling you because I'll be like, in my mind, I'll be like, man, I'll fuck somebody up today. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Right.
And be dead serious. And so I know dude just probably chipped at his ear and boom, he caught a chink in the armor. Now you're going to engage with this dude. And so Mike is right from a professional standpoint. He all the way out of bounds with doing that. But I
You
do
can't walk
understand.
over there. You can't walk
Yeah.
over there. You can be yelling, "No, take your ass." All you want from the sideline. All you want. But once you step feet and go that direction, you know, it's going nowhere. It's going
Yeah.
nowhere. Yeah.
Because you represent the brand. I mean, that's what it really comes down to.
So I watch a lot of entertainment, a lot of internet, and I watch so I see Karens. You know, I'm going somewhere else before I get back to DK. I see Karens wild out when they see black people, and they be like, "Oh, he's trying to get me," and it's on tape. And a lady, I see a white lady fall, talking about he pushed me. White lady didn't push him. So I'm like, oh my God, it's crazy. Oh, what is he doing in this neighborhood? Bitch, I live down the block. And they use this as, you know, they call it Karen. Now, Arabia definitely gave some knowledge. I didn't know DK Metcalf be crashing out either. But I don't care if it's DK Metcalf or not. When you already did it, you're at the point where this. And I know y'all went one way, I'm just going another because y'all talking from a professional standpoint. If you're in the playoffs and your team is on the line, and your playoff life is on the line, so to speak, because I know they're fighting to win the division as well. You pull the nigga card out. You say he called me a nigga. If you say he called you a nigga, that is the only thing in the world that niggas might understand.
Yeah.
If you talking about a nigga talking about, yo, it's only right. The Karens be crashing out. We can pull the nigga card out every once in a while.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you already did it, like, yo, I bugged out. I'm going to go with nigga. I ain't mic'd up, right? Yeah, that nigga called me a nigger. Like, yo.
Nigger.
Yeah, so what I'm trying to say is, he may still get suspended, but with sympathy, like, because you're going to have black people on your side, like, now you got to understand, like, now they keep the crowd, niggas in the crowd just can't be doing that. If you say a nigga say your full name, that is not the right answer to say nigga full your name. Say your full name. The right word is, he called me a nigga. Sometimes you can pull that out in that situation, of course. That's what I would have done.
If we see an article that says that he said that, I ain't gonna say nothing, but we know where that came from.
He said that,
That's all I'm gonna say. Now, I will say, because that's my team, I agree with all y'all. I don't think it's right. Also, what is crazy is the fan after who was like, after the fan got hit, his hands went up and he was cheering. So,
that's wild.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, and I've seen too, some of the publication tried to cut off the clip where the fan was like this, but the full clip, he's like, after getting punched. So I'm like, okay, I don't know. But again, now's not the time for DK Metcalf to be suspended or anything like that. And if it's gonna happen, it can happen versus the Browns. No other team. Respectfully, though.
What was interesting to me when I watched DK do what I guess you guys say, crash out, I was thinking, oh, wow. I thought you got rid of the crasher and sent him over here to Dallas. Oh, you're supposed to have a guy that was more straight and not going to be a problem. And he, you know what I'm saying? I just thought that was interesting. You know what I'm saying?
Just for context, like when the news broke that DK Metcalf was going to the Steelers, it was a whole thing. People were like, oh my gosh, you're going to have two crash outs on the same team. Like George Pickens and DK Metcalf on the same team is crazy. Just the way that they play, their mentality. So it was a huge thing. And then one of them left. It's like, ooh, you don't have like these two together to kind of feed off each other's energy. So yeah, it was a big thing going into the Steelers season. Like how you gonna manage both of them? So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Maurice.
No, I was gonna say George Pickens still a coyote. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, I was gonna say Steelers crash out is not new to us at this point throughout the year. Love them guys, though. Love them guys, but y'all already know how that goes.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to go to break. When we return, we will get into the Patriots versus the Ravens and the Packers versus the Bears. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. Now let's get into our underdog picks of the day. So for Monday Night Football tonight, the 49ers will play the Colts. Underdog has Brock Purdy at 248.5 passing yards. You have him higher or lower, Cam?
Lower.
Okay. George Kittle's at 66.5 receiving yards. Higher or lower?
High.
Okay. And Phillip Rivers is at 161.5 passing yards. Do you have him higher or lower?
Phillip Rivers playing a Monday night game. I'm going lower, but it's impressive that he's out there. He did better last week than I expected, man.
Yeah, gotta give it to him. Okay, make sure y'all download the Underdog app and you can make your picks too. So Patriots beat the Ravens 28-24, which also was another pretty close game. Arabia, what do you think was like the game changer in this game? And then thoughts on the Patriots 12-3 record.
So first of all, pretty much every team in the NFL, especially around this time, is banged up. Pretty much everybody's dealing with injury to some extent. But you'd want to be getting healthier around this time. So as an example, Joe Burrow was out for a long time. He comes back in towards the end of the season. But with Lamar Jackson coming out of the game, you have Tyler Huntley coming in, Snoop, trying to pick up the pieces. that was already a big blow. But he came in and he performed well. Then you have Derrick Henry, who seems to sometimes be unreliable in big moments with fumbling the ball, and just ball security sometimes isn't all the way there. And I think they made him pay for it and made him sit on the sideline. He sat out a few plays that otherwise I think he should have been a part of. And they were just like, no, have a seat, think about it. We can't afford to fumble the ball and get these turnovers right now. And also Marlon Humphrey, phenomenal year last year. Veteran in the game, I think still has a lot to offer. But this year in particular, sometimes he has looked a little bit slow, a little bit out of position. And so we saw that sort of thing in the game today. But I will say about the Patriots, Vrabel looks really good in New England. And I think there are a few coaches around the league that are kind of in the beginning of their head coaching career with the organization, whether it's Liam Cohen in Jacksonville or Bryce Young and Dave Canales with the Panthers. And Vrabel looks really good in New England. So I think this is a very promising future for New England. A coach of Bill Belichick from that tree, it just all makes sense and it's falling into place. But again, another team that we're going to see how they do in the postseason.
Yeah, and this was a big game for a team like the Patriots. You know, they had that run. And you guys, let me tell you something. When you get on a 10-game win streak, you win in 8, 9, 10, 11 games in a row like that. Each week, you're really just in the film room now having fun. And then you lose, like the Patriots lose, and everybody zeroes back in, like, oh, we lost. You know what I'm saying? You zero back in and you get better. And that's what you saw. And I'm telling you today, the way they won, Stephon Diggs, over 100
Yeah.
yards, 138 yards, you know, you see that fight, that thing that Mike Vrabel can use to pull on for the rest of those young guys. So I'm excited to see what they do in the playoffs, because here again, just like we just talked about, playing here one thing, playing in the playoffs another. Today he got Drake May took a little minute to get acclimated to some of the things the Baltimore Ravens defense was trying to do, but he adjusted to those things, you know. And if he had lost that game, no big deal. He got next week. In the playoffs, you got to adjust right now, and you don't have next week. That's why we'll keep talking. Great job here, but you got to. I can't wait to see it in the playoffs. I can't wait to see it when you get in the playoffs.
Yeah, I just got two things to say. The first one is we kind of talked about it. What guy for Dan Campbell doesn't have in Detroit, and you have Josh McDaniels calling the plays for New England. So I'm pretty sure Mike Vrabel says to himself, "I don't even
Very
have
good.
to worry about that shit." You know what I'm saying?
Very
He been
good.
calling plays and winning Super Bowls since I was here, winning Super Bowls with him. So he probably comes in there and he puts his input on defense, and he probably coaches the team about mentality, what we thought Dan Campbell would do over there with Detroit. The second part about this is that, and I've been saying this for a while, I said my man Lamar keeps on getting banged up. And people was telling me, like, I was tripping. But I said at some point, man, when you paying somebody $40 million, right? And then you went all in with getting Derrick Henry and getting these pieces for somebody who has this skill set. I know Lamar Jackson is young, and I know people think I'm talking crazy, and they thought I was talking about shipping him out tomorrow. I said, at what point do you get rid of an athletic quarterback because they don't have any upside, or they don't have the same value as a pocket passer, on the downside of their career? You know what I'm saying? And so it just made me think about two things. And then when I was watching the game, they looked at all these injuries that stacked up with Lamar. And I said, can you really come back from this and be what everybody else is? And then your team is paying you $40 million. And it's not hating on Lamar, but somebody who's very athletic and their skill set is to be elusive. And y'all get what I'm saying. And so I'll let Cam go, but those are the two things on my mind. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I think right before one second, Cam, I think Lamar has extended his football life by learning, and he has learned to play in the pocket. What the Ravens are dealing with right now is, okay, now when you're running out the pocket, he's getting hurt, or things like that, and he's going to have to learn to play in the pocket more. And maybe they need a new system around him where he runs less.
I'll let Cam go.
Who it sound like? Who might this sound like?
He
Me.
said, who do we?
A couple days ago. When see the nigga, y'all up here now, so Mo trying to be nice about his question. Mo comes on every Wednesday on our show, and he basically was saying niggas should get rid of Lamar Jackson. I said, you getting hot. He tried to make it
Yeah.
sound good just now.
Oh,
He tried to
okay.
make it
Okay.
sound, he tried to rearrange the question so y'all would say something different from what I said. So try to act like I'm bugging. I already know a nigga try to act like I'm
Oh,
bugging.
yeah.
But you want to answer the
So he
question. Go ahead. Go
rephrased the
ahead.
question the same way to put y'all in it to be like, so all I was saying was, when do you get rid of an athletic quarterback? Because look, he keep
Yeah.
getting hurt in it. Say, yo, Mo, he a two-time MVP. What the fuck are you talking about?
Right,
Yo,
right,
you
So
bugging, nigga. So now he trying to, yeah, Mike, Mo, answer him.
right,
Because Mike
right,
said the
right,
same thing
right,
I said,
right,
yeah, but you got
okay.
right.
to
Mike. So what value do you? Okay. So when do you get rid of your assets? Okay. I'm talking to you, a Hall of Fame player. You get rid of your assets when they have value. And so, since he has an upside, and I'm thinking like to myself, like you can get the most value out of him because I think you don't need a $40 million quarterback to win the Super Bowl. I think you need a great defense. I think you need all the assets around him, but I don't think you need somebody. I think you can groom somebody. I think you can draft somebody. I think there's a lot of pieces that you can do to get there. But a $40 million quarterback, athletic quarterback, I just look at that different. And while he still has value and premium value, you can get a lot for him. That's just if I was running a team, that's how I would view it. That's all I was saying.
But the quarterback value is going to be the value. I mean, we can't put a number on, a $40 million quarterback, and because Lamar Jackson has put them in contention every year. You know what I mean? Every
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
And like Kim said, he's the MVP. He's the MVP because he's learned. He's learned how to play in the pocket. He's added to his game. We watched him grow. He himself said he was a running back coming in the league. You know what I mean? Jokingly serious. But he has made himself much better. In the last couple of times, that those guys got knocked out. It wasn't Lamar's running that caused the problem. It was a perfect
Fumble.
pass to other
Yeah.
people that dropped the ball Lamar
Yes.
Jackson made from the pocket. That pocket. That's what Cam was
Oh,
talking about. So yeah,
I
I
so
said,
let me
can't
ask you this.
subscribe.
told him
Can we?
I
Lamar got 9 more months.
Can,
Yo, y'all niggas, look, that
I
nigga
can't
Mo, I said the
subscribe.
same shit. Don't
I
act like
can't.
Lamar ain't got better in the pocket. Don't
Okay,
act
I
like
heard.
he came in like, oh, niggas acting like only thing I can do is run. It got better year after year in the pocket. The nigga's hurt. We've been watching him play hurt for
Right,
the
you're
last 6, 7 weeks. He took 3 games off because how terrible the division is. Sorry, stat. Me and Mo's in the same division. I know you're doing better. But because of the division, they like, yo, we'll take a 58% Lamar Jackson and still try and win the division. They still had a chance today. That's why we're seeing him play.
yeah.
If you gave that man time to heal and rest, he'll be the same Lamar Jackson next year. But because the division is so whack, he's like, fuck it. Throw Lamar out there at 58%. We'll take a chance on it. You know what I'm saying? And you've seen today that the wheels came off. He got hurt again. I don't know what part of his
Yeah.
ribs, whatever the fuck, bruised up. He been fucked up for a minute. Now, to
his
Arabia's
back.
point, real quick, that made a great point because I didn't look at it the way you looked at it while Derrick Henry wasn't in them last few plays. I'm like, what the fuck is they doing not putting Derrick Henry in the game? But you're right, it's been crucial times he's fumbled over the season, and today was another time he fumbled to where I didn't like what Derrick Henry said early in the season when he fumbled. He was mentally fucked up, like, I
Yeah.
gotta, I'm not being disrespectful, but like I gotta go to God and think about this. And
Right.
I went therapy, and I talked about like, yo, hold the football to where he's holding the football different and everything. For real, he started holding the football different, and they were like, oh, he hasn't fumbled in 7 weeks. So when you're mentally that way, the way Arabia said why they on one sideline made perfect sense because it was definitely some plays. I was like, why the fuck Derrick Henry ain't in there? But look at the shit. You hoping Derrick Henry don't fumble. Zay Flowers fumble to lose
Yeah.
the game. So
Yeah.
either way, they lost on a fumble.
Yeah, they did. Derrick Henry being a downhill running back too. I think the Steelers saw that if you get him at the line of scrimmage, he's nowhere near the same threat. Once he gets going downhill, he's like a wrecking ball. It's really hard to stop him. But they were getting him a lot of times at or close to the line of scrimmage, so kind of were able to stop him in that regard. And I think he just, had to go sit down.
Yeah. And let me say this too, though, man, because Maurice, you talked about the bad boy that you guys have over there from Florida. You know what I mean?
Jeremiah Smith.
Receiver from Florida.
Yep.
Bad boy. But did you see that bad boy we have named Malachi Tony, who did have, he had that fumble. See, you guys are talking about right now Derrick Henry not being able for the last few weeks to get over this. Malachi Tony was inconsolable on the sideline. He had a fumble, and he put, from Miami, he put his big boy boots back on and went in there and got the game-winning touchdown. You see what I'm saying? So I want you guys to understand the depth that it takes. This 18-year-old kid pulled himself right up and went and got it done. Derrick Henry, y'all said it. The man folded under pressure. I'm just saying.
You know what's so crazy too? Clinton Portis said on the show the other day, he said that the ACC is the best conference in college football because a lot of Hurricanes go to the league and their trajectory goes up. But a lot of these SEC players, even though there's a pipeline from the SEC to the
Go ahead
NFL,
on, girl.
they kind of go missing. And it's like, okay, you were the hot shit in this physical conference. When you get to the NFL, what quality of player are you? We see a lot of people from the ACC kind of go there and go up. Of course, you know, I think it was a little biased, but it's just interesting because we just had this conversation about the ACC versus Big Ten and SEC.
Very good point. Very good point. Good job. Very good. Very good point.
I can't argue that. I can't argue that.
It can't. This is an amazing episode. Everybody is just love it. Okay, let's get to about one more game. So Packers lost to the Bears 22-16 in overtime. Arabia, how important was this Bears win?
First of all, I spent the first 2/3 of the season discrediting the Bears and being like, I'm seeing them play. I don't think I really was. I'm like, I don't think they're really a good team. But then every week they're stacking wins. So at some point I got to acknowledge, all right, if you're finding ways to win, then so in my prediction show, I went Bears because it's like I can't keep discounting a team that's finding a way to win. I think Caleb Williams is looking better and better. Again, I think Ben Johnson is like their weapon X right now, and I can't wait to see how they continue to develop. But also when Jordan Love goes down and goes out of the game because of concussion, when your starting quarterback goes out of the game, that's a different football team. And would this game maybe have gone differently if Jordan Love was in? I would assume so, because your starting quarterback, in theory, we have a higher level of play than your backup. But ultimately, this was another week of the Bears stacking wins, and I got to give it to them. I got to give it to them. If they continue on this road, then I think it'll be a really interesting postseason. So, you know, important win for both of these teams because it's a really tight race in the NFC and in the NFC North.
And when you get a young Caleb Williams and you see him throwing for 250 yards, he gets 2 touchdowns, but he doesn't have any interceptions. And when I'm watching him, that was the one thing I thought, oh, if this dude ever gets an understanding of how to play every down, and then add that other stuff onto that, just playing every down right here in front of you, and then add that other stuff. The other stuff is like that late game winning touchdown. You know what I mean? He can make those plays. He can make this play. It's just making them do 3 yards here, 4 yards here, 5 yards there, 6 yards, and move down the field. And now that's what Ben Johnson is doing with him. So yeah, man, you got to give Chicago credit for what they've done and turn it around and start like I'm doing. It's saying, okay, that's what you look for next year. That's what everybody's doing. You know, they wanted, after watching Jaden Daniels have that year, they were like, let's go get one that match up with our quarterback, and that's what they did, and Chicago's having a great year. That defense is real too now. Y'all mess around if you want. That defense is real. We could talk about Ben Johnson and all of that and the post-game speeches. That's all fun, but they play hard. The defense is real.
Yeah, I was just going to add on to that when I even heard the beginning question that the offense stays on schedule. And to Mike's point, what he was saying is just that they're pushing the ball down the field in a methodical way, and they don't have somebody out here trying to be a gunslinger. And even though he can have those gunslinging throws, I'm talking about Caleb Williams, he manages the game correctly. And when you see a quarterback drop back, throw in rhythm, he knows his reads, he's taking 3 yards here, 10 yards here, 8 yards there, and he stays within the framework of the coach managing the game. like you have a chance when receivers are catching the ball and you running and you picking up 3 yards in a cloud of dust and so on and so forth. And a lot of people don't know, but that's what they call staying on schedule. Like the offense wants to stay on schedule. They want to win first down and get 4 yards and win second down and get it third and short and then convert on your third down conversions. And that's basically managing the game. And so that's what Caleb Williams is doing. He got shout out to JT Barrett. He was an old Ohio State quarterback. He's the quarterback coach out there right now. But the Bears have a complete team. Even if Jordan Love stayed in the game, I don't know which way it goes. But they were still competitive the entire game, and just basically that was a huge catch at the end, a phenomenal catch for real. That's a fucking difficult catch to make.
DJ
What I
Moore.
mean? Yeah,
Right.
that was just even
That
catching it
DJ
over your
Moore
shoulder
play.
like that. Yeah, that was a
Right.
phenomenal catch.
That was a
So
phenomenal play.
yeah, I'm just enjoying seeing it. Like how like basketball had to change the guard of like the superstars of before, and then now you're looking at different superstars. Like even when you look at Jaden Daniels, I know Trevor Lawrence kind of old. You're just starting to see different names pop up and being new stars in the NFL. So I think it's cool. Just you just got a new generation of superstars being birthed.
Caleb Williams ain't have no love in his heart, ice in his veins, polish on his nails, and went there. Fuck Green Bay. What he did. Word, nigga. Brady, you don't try that 2/3 of the year and shit, neither 9/10 of the year.
Yeah.
9/10 of the year, you've been hating.
Hell yeah.
I told you about Chicago. You talking about you putting your trust in Chicago? I
Right.
say, all right. I say, all right. I told you this. Talk about 2/3 of the year. You just got down 3 hours ago. You have not been fucking with Chicago, and you've been dissing them niggas the whole year. It's been way more than 3/3. Stat, am I lying? This ain't
No.
a stat.
Cam, you
Stat,
say a
I'm
lot of
talking to
things, Cam.
Stat. It's my goal. Stat. Is this
I
a
won't lie,
fact,
Stat.
Stat? Yes or no?
You are correct.
Thank you.
That's
Throw
crazy.
him
That's
under the
all I
bus.
want to
Yeah,
say.
throw him
Thank
under
you.
the
That's
bus.
it. Anyway, back to the game. I just had to let them know. Caleb Williams. Now listen, I'm a big Caleb Williams hater on this show for the last 3 years. I talk about his nails. I talk about how when he lose, he want to go home and cuddle with his dog.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yo, kind of nigga do we want? I want this nigga leading my team. But in all seriousness, new coaches, new offensive coordinator, he's looking really good. And when I've seen this about 7 weeks ago, Arabia just totally disagreed with me. Now, look, yes, the division is on the line. This nigga on 4th and 4 throw the touchdown. Crazy. Then you get the onside kick for special teams. When they got the onside kick, I said, Chicago's going to win. There's some destiny shit going on. And then what this nigga do? 1st and 10. Step up. The reason I'm fucking with him because of the swag. I ain't see his nails, but when he threw the shit, he threw his hands in his pockets. After the ball is in the air,
Yeah,
he threw his hands in his pockets like, nigga, this is money. Nigga caught it and went like this. I say, if he take the nail polish on, I'm gonna see we gonna fuck with the nigga. Pause. That nigga was cool. I like his demeanor. That nigga had swag, and he had a walk off on niggas. Know what the fucking Arabia talking about. And I don't care if best ability is availability. God bless him. I hope you get better soon because he ain't going to be, even next week he can't play because of concussion protocol. Talk about Jordan Love. But that's part of the game. Caleb Williams, salute, nigga. I've been dissing you for 2 years. OJ would be so proud. When you was at USC, this was OJ right-hand man. He was USC and me to death about you, man. He would be proud. So congratulations. I thought that was smooth.
Rabia, did you have a quick rebuttal before we go on to the fight? Because I knew you.
Hell no. Cam say all type of shit. Why would I listen to Cam? He said Jake Browning was the next coming to Tom Brady. He said the Bengals. He said no because now it's my turn. He said that the Bengals was going to make the playoffs and didn't. He said,
Caleb did say that.
This. He said, Ayo, Nick, clip this. Bengals gonna make the playoffs and didn't. So, I was hating on the Bears for a little bit, but I bent the corner. I swerved in that corner. Whoa, back on them. And we here now. Bear down. Shit. But another thing I was going to say to Mo's point, the future of the league is definitely in good hands. I was only going to mention the 2024 quarterback class with Bo Nix and Drake May and Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams. And Penix has kind of been struggling a little bit. But even further to your point with Trevor Lawrence and some of these younger quarterbacks, I think the league is better when we see them, like the changing of the guard as Aaron Rodgers goes out of the league and Matthew Stafford eventually going out of the league. Like very, very exciting to see the quarterback play in the NFL.
I thought Sam Darnold cleaned up the other night. He
Yeah.
cleaned up, even though after he put that pick six out there, he
Yeah.
went on
Yeah.
cleaned up, just like I told
Hey,
everybody.
wait 1 minute though. Don't be trying to rush my man Matthew Stafford out. This is shit they said last year. And that's why he's a fucking MVP candidate. He's always trying to push the nigga out.
MVP.
Matthew Stafford got a good 4.5 left, pause minimum. He looking good. If he would have won that game, we didn't get to that game. If he would have won that game on
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Thursday, he would be a
Thursday.
yeah,
guaranteed MVP right now. So
right.
don't throw Matthew Stafford on the way out. We know he old.
Mad game. Right.
Force him
He
to
Mad
still
push.
game.
should be MVP. Like I
Yeah.
understand
Yeah.
that the Rams lost, and we're not talking about that game right now. But Matthew Stafford is MVP. Period.
Okay,
Yeah.
and let me just say, let me tell y'all, you clearly saw it, right? You clearly saw it. The pick six that Sam Darnold threw, right, on the double slants, right? That the guy just read it, right? He came off the inside slant, grabbed that, and went. Matthew, the same thing. Now they ran the same play on the end zone down near the goal line. Matthew Stafford got it this time. He saw, it's not just how you see the play. You got to know what these guys are doing. He saw the guy trying to bait him. And he looked like this and threw it like that. Because he caught that, he kept the dude out wide. He couldn't and threw it on the inside. I said, man, you see
That
that?
was
That's the
crazy.
difference. That was crazy, wasn't it? Because you got the chance to
Crazy.
see, this is what I was talking about. That's Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold, no, and the defense has seen this play a million times, and Sam stick to the play. Now you got to go over the coaching. I know you know the coaching. Let's go over the coaching. Go step over it. Go above coaching, and that's what Matthew Stafford did with that. And he left it like that, like it was a draw, like a hung wrist. He was like, they just kept looking. Boy, I was like, that jump was cold, boy. That was different. But I got to
Yeah.
give Sam Darnold love. He took him down the field and made that 2-point play. That I got to give, and he needed that. We're waiting on those kind of drives from a Sam Darnold to prove, yeah, I know you can throw the ball all over, but can you make those plays that you didn't make last year in the crucial moments? That's the big thing.
And I know we ain't get to that game, but fuck all that. Them niggas cheated on that motherfucking reversing the ball. They blew the whistle. The ball go in the end zone. They get a 2-point conversion. I ain't like that. I ain't like that if I'm a Rams fan. I don't have
It's
no dog in the
crazy.
race. But that was
Because
crazy.
it's like what does a whistle mean in the NFL?
Right,
I
they
feel like
blew
every
the
year
whistle.
every year we have these like paradigm shifts and fundamental conversation about what something means. Like 2 years ago, it's like, what is a touchdown? Then it's like, what is a catch? Now it's like, what does the whistle signify? It's supposed to be the end of the play. Whistle blows. It looks like he just goes in and casually picks up the ball to go on to see another play, give it to the ref. But lo and behold, 2-point conversion. So very interesting situation.
Yeah, this was a lot of great games. So this was a great discussion as a whole. And we are out of time, but I just feel like I got one more quick question. We're going to keep it quick. So we saw the fight. Anthony Joshua beat Jake Paul by a 6-round knockout. Cam and Mike, I know you guys were there at the fight, and I feel like this is the question of the day. So I got to ask you guys, because we know that Jake Paul's payout was $90 million and he did get a broken jaw. Do you guys think a broken jaw is worth $90 million? What's y'all's opinion on that? And then just vibes at the fight, since y'all were there. Mike first.
Oh, yeah, you can break both of them. You can both of them. Break both of these mugs. Shit, don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm talking about shoot, man. That's crazy. Now, and the atmosphere was great at the fight. The atmosphere was great, walking in the arena, everything, getting to see my boy Cam and all of that. And we're up there with Netflix, the big ball and Netflix and all that. So the atmosphere was great. But we watching this fight, I'm saying, okay, I thought Anthony Joshua at any time could have really pressed early. So I felt like maybe they let's clear first 3 rounds and then y'all can get a little serious. And hey, I was watching Jake, even the little first 3 playing rounds when Anthony kind of hit him. That jump was hurt for real. So I know that's why Jake was running around. He kept running until he couldn't run anymore when they got late and he just closed in and hit him. Dude, that was a real hit. That was, man, oh man. Hey, Jake Paul he got a hell of a game, boy, but he saw. You ain't getting in that ring with no real,
Yeah.
real. Let's stop playing around. There's levels to this thing, and that ain't the level you on.
Damn.
Now I give him all the love for hacking the system and doing what he's doing and getting 90 million. I told you, you
And
can
the
break both of
system is
these, y'all.
Crazy.
Right?
And
No,
the
he hacked the
system is
system.
crazy.
He did, dog. He didn't come up through let me earn the title. He hacked the system, and that's a brilliant man. So I measurement of distance travel. That's a hell of a distance to travel. We're gonna get 90 million for getting your jaw broke for what something we all knew. You couldn't box with them. We all knew this, and we still gave up $180 million.
Amen.
Listen, I'm gonna figure out another way to make 90 million. I'll get my jaws broke. Pause. Mike play football. He don't give a fuck. Mike, listen, I do contact sport, man. Like basketball, you gotta fall on your face to break your jaw, man. I'm gonna figure another way to get to 90 now. If it happened by accident, but me knowing I'm gonna get walk into the ring to potentially get my jaw broke.
Right.
Nah, I'm cool on that 90. Because listen, man, first of all, thank you guys at Netflix. Let me apologize to is it Bella Bajaria and
Bella,
Roy Bella and Roy McIlroy, the golf player. I use them as little stepping stones, and that don't mean I'm disrespecting or anything. Because Anthony Joshua wanted me to come in the ring, and there was too much
right. You stepped right over.
Yeah, but I had but also part of working with MVP Promotions, MVP Promotions. I was going in the ring anyway afterwards, but I climbed over the barricade, and they was like, just come on. But I kind of leaned on them. They was cool with it, Roy McIlroy and Chop the Bella. So I want to apologize about that first. But I want to give Jake Paul a lot of credit. No one going into a fight, knowing damn well, bro.
Wait, Cam. Did I call you to wait? I said, Cam, come here. I said, that's Bella. Wait a minute now. I said, this the girl that's running all of Netflix.
Yes,
I'm gonna put you all right.
Yeah, Miss Bella. I'm gonna address the correct
right, Miss Bella.
I thank you so much for letting me go over. But yes, I really appreciate you, and I need to talk to you about some business at a later time. But yes, listen, shout out to Jake Paul for even going into this fight. Because listen, it was going to take a long shot for him to win the fight, and it's props for him even going. Because think about this, and Anthony Joshua did what he's supposed to do. They made it interesting. It was entertaining, but to go from fighting a guy at 135 pounds, because he's supposed to fight Tank Davis. So you're training for somebody at 135, 140 pounds, and then you have 3 weeks or a month or so to train for somebody who's going to be 245 pounds. It's a whole different type of situation. So even going from that to this fight in that short type of notice, I'm going to give him props. But hack the system, not hack the system, YouTube will call it what you want. Jake Paul brings boxers into his world.
Yep.
He doesn't go into their world, and he makes them more money than they get what they're actually doing as being a boxer. So I want to salute him for even trying to figure out whether, like Mike said, the traditional way, the niggas ain't doing it, but getting the maximum for your dollar. Because sometimes you may be a great boxer, but you're not great at marketing.
Right.
And marketing counts.
Yeah. He's also really good at turning quote unquote bad situations into good ones, because even him flexing the money after and posted up in the hospital, master marketer, great team sport, I guess we'll say, because we saw kind of how things were going, and he still kept it lighthearted and made faces even after he literally got punched in the jaw. So shout out to him, but of course shout out to Anthony Joshua for that too.
Also, what I think he wanted to do is because when people be saying his fights, his fix or whatever, like Mike Tyson, he's actually suing niggas behind that shit. But I really believe that he wanted to see people let him get hit or beat. Not saying he will win, of course, to prove yo, look, I'm boxing niggas.
Yeah.
Because he started off knocking out Nate Robinson. Niggas come on, that's Nate Robinson.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then he started fighting other niggas who ain't boxers or retired or whatever. So niggas yo, when you gonna fight somebody? Nigga fuck it, let me fight a big ass gold medalist, 2-time heavyweight champion, and then niggas are trying to take me serious next time. There's no way, even if he won, that would have been crazy, but the odds was wild. So I'm marketing, to add on to what you were saying, Stat, his marketing is really great. Even to the point where this nigga came out, with 6'9", You had mad niggas emotion. I'm
Right.
sitting next to Timberland.
It-
Shout out to
it-
Timberland. Nigga Timberland just looked at me like, yo, you believe this shit? When City came out with 6ix9ine, niggas was like, yo, he's trolling in real time. In real
it-
time.
Hey, and listen, at the end of the fight, I'm sitting there, and Anthony Joshua started talking. They were interviewing him, and he grabbed a guy and was talking to him. I said, "Look at this big black muscle with that old sexy voice. That nigga, give me that voice." He was talking that, that I was way from London. Yo, mate. And I was like, God damn, boy, you get it. Boy, hey, boy, Jake must have got in the ring and said, this a big joker, boy. That big old joker cut up looking like that, man, and then talking with that old voice, man. I bet that boy, hey, boy, imagine that in your ear gay that night. That's something.
Like,
The
And
Arabian
more,
heard you.
and did he brings up a great point. His fine ass. I'm sorry, but I was like, God damn, you're doing everything you need to do and more. Because I love boxing. When can I start reporting on boxing? Can I go to the ring? I'm about to start watching shit. But on a more serious note, I do want to say congrats to Cam, because even seeing you do the
Yeah.
interviews leading up to the fight, like I know you started off as an artist and all this different type of stuff, but for you to transition to a different industry
Right.
and really be at the top of your field, not just basketball, but football and boxing, and like being at the event, like that's a major event. And for you to
No
cover
doubt.
it and like everything you did
Facts.
moving into the event and after, it was like, I just felt so proud. Like, and I know you're my boss on this show, but I'm looking, I'm like, I just feel so proud to even be associated and having the opportunity to be on something that you are associated with. So great event. You did such a great job on
thank you so
everything.
much,
And
man.
just like, congrats on your success so far in sports. And I can just see it continuing to go up. And I just hope that we can all go with you.
Facts.
Nah, well, thank you guys, and thank you, Arabia, for that. I really, really do appreciate that, because, I try and do a lot of different things, not just sports, but, you don't want to lack in anything that you're doing. And having you guys up here, just try and keep me as sharp as I can. I can't say thank you guys enough, Mike, Arabia, Mo. This isn't even our first season working together, and you guys are a big part of what we do. So I just want to tell you guys, thank you so much for even being a part of this. And this is our last show of the year. This is kind of why I wanted everybody on at one time, just to say thank you for the amazing end of year that we had so far. And we're going to wrap this thing up next month, a month and a half. And I just look forward to working with you guys. But thank you for being a part of what we're doing, definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us, brother. Yeah.
Well,
Likewise.
that is all the time that we have for today. 2026, y'all. It's up. We will see everyone after the New Year's. But we hope everyone has a great holiday. You guys will hear from us, especially after that December 31st game. Trust we will all be yapping at some point on social media. It doesn't end here. It don't end here. Like Arabia said, to ass, okay? But, we'll see what happens. You never know.
Yeah. Yeah.
All good.
With
That
that
was a great job,
being said, thank y'all for watching. And as always, it is what it is.